Okay, so this is the third video of Shoehorn 1.1. The first video I covered DigitalOcean, the second video, and that was like the full features of everything of Shoehorn that I could think of. In the second video, I had done Linode. Here in this third video, kind of saving the best for last, even though this is probably not going to be the last video of Shoehorn 1.1. Um, I'm really excited because there's unlimited ingress and egress traffic. And then also because it's $3.50. So this is actually cheaper than the $5 examples that I had shown both with DigitalOcean and Linode. On this, the order process is a little different. It's not so fast, so I'm actually going to kind of skip over some parts. In the prior videos, when I sat there and showed it, I showed kind of zero to hero, where I covered like here's the blank screen, you create an account, or I'm sorry, you create a server and then go from there. Here, you will have to click on this yourself and follow through that. The reason is that it takes a little bit of time for them to verify and then set up the server. So I didn't want to sit there and have this video be even longer than it could and should be. So this is here I've got the demo server already set up. Let's see, there's our IP address right there. You'll see that boot is local. It's running Ubuntu 20.04. So this is going to be similar as prior videos where we get into a rescue mode. And then instead of that rescue mode is where we sit there and use Shoehorn. So let's set boot. Let's go reboot into rescue mode. It will take a couple of minutes and it's going to sit there and say there will be an email that has the username and password. When it pulls up in rescue mode, I can actually just open KVM. Not okay. So there's a couple of KVMs, right? There's kernel. What is it? Kernel. Let's see. KVM. Kernel virtualization. What does it stand for? Kernel-based virtual machine. Okay, yeah, I have the memory of a goldfish. And then there's KVM, like keyboard, video, mouse. So in this context, it's keyboard, video, mouse. Excuse me, it's allergies, by the way. Pretty heavy allergy season here. Okay, so I'll go KVM, and we should see the rescue mode hopefully pulled up by now. Okay, there it is. It's pulling up. And I will fast forward through all the boring parts of this video where we can get straight to the rescue mode. On the actual console, it's going to sit there and show us the username and password. So I don't even have to go check the email. I can actually just go straight through. And so this should be pulling up momentarily. There we are. And then I will sit there and... Okay, so I've got the username and password. Let me pull up my terminal. And I'm just going to SSH straight in. Then grab my password. Okay, so I'm in. I see the same kind of story. Server, login, password. I will sit there and go straight to Shoehorn. And this is almost identical process to everything else that we've done. Before I jump in though, and kind of while I'm thinking about it, let's look at some of the mount points. This is going to be a little bit different, and I'm also going to make some notes. We're going along here. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go IP address show, IP route show. Okay, so I've got our gateway right here. So we've got our IP address right here. So 32 means a single address. I will show you all how to use the sitter calculator to get from here to here. Because if you look closely, you'll see that it's not the same subnet if you were doing like say a 24. And so we're going to expand our range that we can cover. I'll show that in a second. Okay, so let me just let's copy and paste these commands from Shoehorn. Same story as before. And the reason that I was going into looking at where it's mounted, this is where we're not going to have to mount. So we're actually operating in RAM, and it's at the root path. So I'm going to skip over that part, and I'll show you. You'll notice it's going to be a little bit different than what I did in the prior two videos. So case in point, I look at 2.5 gigs. See, it's already mounted. So that's what I'm talking about. So in this case, I'm actually going to go straight to, well, we can look at maintenance, see if there's anything that needs to be cleared. Not really. That's just, we had already cleared everything. So let's go straight to virtualization. I will go download. And instead of using, let's see, 64-bit ISO. If we're in Canada, the closest is probably going to be New York. Same story as before, we have that gzip at the end. So I will process the stream as it's downloading. So instead of doing like before where we were doing /mount, /SDA or SDB or whatever, now I'm going to do /temp pfsense.iso. And that's kind of what I was mumbling about and poorly explaining about how it's mounted. So it doesn't make sense to try to mount something that's already mounted. So, and then the other one is the disk that we're going to install on. So I've got pfsense ISO. There we are, processing. Okay, now for the ISO is mounted, so I'm going to mount device. I'm going to go after that 20 gig drive. Now I will start. Let's see, okay, 512, VNC, 5900, localhost. Okay, so I've got this started, and okay, I will pull up my VNC client and see some activity happening. So this is the installer that's pulling up, and I will fast forward through this until it pulls up. Okay, and I've got the installer. So same story as always, install. If you've seen the other videos, there's really, I'm not doing much different here. So again, I'll fast forward. Okay, so the installation is finished. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. Shell shutdown H now. All right, so I will go back. Okay, so there we are right there. I will stop. I will eject ISO. Then I will start. Same story as before. And I will reconnect. Okay, there you go. So I am booting off of the side-loaded operating system. If you'll remember, this is kind of a nested emulation. So we're still in rescue mode, and I've got the sitter calculator pulled up as well. So let's go for some numbers. While this is booting up, I will start to punch in the IP for our temporary server. It's right there. Let's see. So our gateway is 51.79.84.1. So check this out. Remember how it said we're at 32? And I was saying, oh, okay, that's one address. Okay, so I need to keep reaching back to get addresses. So let's say 24, right? That's 254 addresses. So we see that our range is 51.79.87.0 to 51.79.87.255. Still no dice. Got to get to 84. Let's try going to 23. We're at 86. 22. Boom. There you are. See? That's what we're going for. So we've got a gateway that we need to reach that's in this range. Specifically, the gateway is 51.79.84.1. And so, therefore, our sitter value is 22. So we've got a net mask of 255.255.252.0. So I will go back here, and we're in the pfSense setup. No VLANs. VTNet 0 is our WAN interface. No LAN, yes. Okay, set interface IP address. Let's see, no. 22. Our gateway IP address. No. No, thank you. No. Yes. Okay, and then I will change the password. Playback, change password. Enter username, admin. Let's see, new password. Okay, in the spirit, I'm not wearing my Baby Yoda shirt today that my wife got me. But in the spirit of Baby Yoda, then let's go. Baby Yoda 1290. Baby Yoda 1290. Okay, so I will go halt the system. Yes. Okay, and that's that. So let's go back. I'll eject device. I normally just kind of go to maintenance and let's see, go to shutdown. Usually it knocks everything out. I kind of feel like I should probably add something in here on Shoehorn because I noticed when I go shutdown on this OVH side, it actually kind of all locks up. So I'll go shutdown and I won't even be able to get back to the menu to exit. It's already like shutting down. So I will sit there and close out of that. I'm going to go back to the OVH management side and I will sit there and say reboot my VPS. And it's going to start to pull up. In a couple of minutes, I can probably jump the gun and pull up KVM. Cool, there it goes. Okay, so we are now booting on our side-loaded operating system, not officially supported, and that we used Shoehorn for. And we'll see it pull up in a second. I will grab that IP address. And while this is pulling up, I will get my browser ready. And look at that. So, it's excuse me, allergies. It's pulling up. Let's watch. Okay, so the menu's up. Let's just go admin, Baby Yoda 1290. And we're in. I'm going to skip the wizard setup. Let's see, skip, skip. And there we are. Now, same kind of story as before. You'll want to sit here and secure it. You'll want to set up the rules, set up certificates. If we go to firewall, see all kinds of people. Like, see, we see 3389. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember right, that's the Windows RDP. So we're already seeing. I mean, we're only at 18 entries, maximum 50, and this is like a fresh install. This is also why we did things the way we did, where we set that password on the installation side, because people day and night are looking for systems to exploit. Like, see here, we see a ping right there, some more pings, even more pings. So yeah, this is why it's imperative to do it this way and to go through these steps. So as you've seen, everything is pretty much the same for how I did for Linode and DigitalOcean and OVH. First video was DigitalOcean. Second video was Linode. This third video for Shoehorn 1.1 is with OVH. I love OVH because it's cheaper and it's unmetered bandwidth. So I tend to use terabytes, a lot of terabytes in a month. So I would definitely feel the pinch in my wallet if I sat there and had noticed it. If I had done the standard install at Linode or DigitalOcean. So anyways, that's it for this video. We have sideloaded an operating system on OVH. Specifically, we've done a pretty popular firewall, pfSense. And that's it. So if you found this video useful, I would greatly, I have to go through the spiel because, but click on like, and then, if you find my content enthralling, then click on subscribe, please. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. It's very nice of you to spend your time with me as we go through this and to install these kind of systems. Hopefully this is useful for y'all for whatever it is that you're doing in your professional or even your personal life, like maybe a home lab kind of setup. Thanks. Bye.